Topical issues, and today I'm going to talk about an experience I got for quite some time. The topic today is names of PHUNDA, PUNDA, donkey, and NDIGIRI. I'm going to talk about diviners. I'm going to talk about people's prophecies. I'm going to talk about things that happened when I was in a place being tracked, being stalked, all those things happening, and people communicating to me from across the world. They will say things when I'm left there alone. And during these things that were being said, certain words emerged. I got to know that something was happening, but I could not understand what was happening. But the talk was about this guy called PHUNDA, this guy called PUNDA, this guy called donkey, and others will say NDIGIRI. If this is the one, then it would mean the end of the altars. So ensure he's not the one. And if he's the one, finish him. If he's not the one, those were the talks. If he's not the one, then you are still having that of all those and whatever sacrifices in that knee. But if he is the one, the PHUNDA, the PUNDA, the donkey, or the NDIGIRI. And I was asking myself, what are all these things about? I sat and remembered there was a time when there was a fashion of, was it t-shirts? Written on PHUNDA, but I wondered, it was across the globe, I think. And then I think PUNDA is a normal Swahili word for donkey. And NDIGIRI is also among some of our ethnic groups. We refer to a donkey as NDIGIRI. So that one, when I was starting these things, I called myself one, because I have 1 degree, and also the degree stood for NDIGIRI. I didn't know what it meant, I didn't know whatever it was, but as things went by, I started to grasp what was happening. That there had been a prophecy that a person would come and he would be called Oriri, he will be called PHUNDA, he will be called NDIGIRI, that when he comes, then the altars will come to an end. So I was wondering, what is this donkey? What is this NDIGIRI? What is this PHUNDA talk about? And it went on. Then my mind went back to when I was in the town that I came from, Nakuru, to this place. When I started experiencing the things I experienced on the stories I've told you, I took refuge in a certain worship group. I told you of cogs in a Jesus war machine. And whenever we would go to pray, we would have sessions, and they were deeply spiritual. So one time, the one who was heading the group asked us a queer question. He said, you all have faith and we all have faith. The devil cannot do anything to you. He is a scarecrow. And he used the part of scarecrow, that some of the things from the devil, from the dark world, should appear to you like scarecrow. Do not mind about them. And later, he asked a question, that there was a believer in Christ, a deep believer like us. And where he was staying, there was a field that covens of witches and wizards would meet in the night. And out of his desire to prove that Christianity would override witchcraft, he went and cut a tree where they used to hold their meetings. And they didn't shy away from him. Two of them approached him and told him, you cut a tree, yeah, we are the ones who hold meetings under that tree. And there is only one solution. You are either gone or you give a goat for a sacrifice and plead for mercy from us. But he did not give us an answer. And then he told us, if it were you, what would you have done? Deep question. Many of us, because we used to believe that witchcraft is an entity and it's useless, but me, I had started experiencing it. I knew there was, but Jesus was suppressing everything. So we argued and we said, you just pray deep prayers in faith and everything will disappear. But there was a lady from a place in Kenya, some areas, from a community in Kenya where some kind of witchcraft would go on. And he told us, that is a very deep question. She told us, that's a very deep question. I am from those places that practice some of these things you are saying. And I tell you, that thing is real. Do not underestimate it. Do not underestimate it, because those guys also have powers. And it ended like that. We never had much talk about it. Later, I was to take children to Nairobi, because that time I was the coach in Special Olympics, and they had taken a unified, they wanted unified games where you mentor and then you can start things, mentor the children into life. But there was a meeting for all African states, but with several slots for people from Kenya, because we were the hosting country. We had from Rift Valley, we had from Western, we had from Nairobi, we had a few from those. And I was chosen to go with my two students. So before I could go, I went to that place. It was a Sunday, and I went for prayers, deep prayers, but I told them I would leave halfway so that I'd be able to get a vehicle with the children to go, with the students, to go to Nairobi, where we were going to spend about a week. And during the prayers, because I asked them to bless me, there was this thing of being followed and all that, and I would talk openly with those who were in us. This is what is happening to me, and I wanted prayers as we go, for God's safekeeping of us as we go. And the one who was praying for us prayed for me. And I told her I'm going to Nairobi. And she told me, very good. Wish you a good trip. God be with you. But I'm seeing something that I have to tell you. And she told me, there is a big star inside you, but you will pay dearly for it. I didn't know what it meant. Because visions, sometimes when they happen that way, they happen. And we left. Within those same people, in the group that we were in, there was one who had been given a vision of a mission to Japan. There was one who had been given a mission, a vision of mission to America, and she started going. She would go during the holidays, and it was working. But in the place where we were meeting, there was talk of a revival, like it happened in America for the Christians in a street called Azusa Street. There was a great revival, and the Spirit of God would descend, and even the people outside would see fire on the house, and would call the fire engines, and they will find there's no fire. And people were moved spiritually, and we thought it would happen in our group. The one who was leading said he had a vision that revival will begin in our group. And we were each waiting for revival. And then later, every church was talking of revival, people talking of revival. But they were sure that revival was coming from Kenya. And then the Nigerians were sure revival is coming from Nigeria. We didn't know what this revival was going to be. We knew it was going to be a rebirth of strong faith in the Christian religion. And we were preparing to take the world by storm. Preach, that is what we are calling it. The gospel of Christ all over the world. So the Nigerians are the same. People around had the same. Our church had the same. Every church had the same. And it was like each church was talking of a revival beginning within them. And as the talk of revival was going on, things happened, and I left to this place the way I told you. And when I was here, this is when the PHUNDA thing started happening, and all these names and everything. And one time, as this thing was going on, a preacher from Uganda called Subi, and some preachers from Kenya held a big meeting, and there was a great evangelist from Israel, and there was revival. Even great Christians like the president and his wife, the present president and the wife, and all the Christians were there congregating. I think even the deputy president that time and the wife and all those people were congregating. And to me, it came to me that Sobi, that is, somebody told me it's Mercy. I don't know if it's true. Is it Mercy in Uganda? Is the one, and I knew that is the one. And we took things easy, but I was praying for God to take care of whatever would be happening. And as that went on, I recalled what one of my, the ones we used to work with and the ones we used to pray with had in a dream. She one time came and told me she had dreamt that I was naked, but not completely naked, walking naked, but I was walking with a petticoat. Petticoats are some underskirts that women used to wear in the 60s and the 70s. A petticoat. And I could not make the interpretation. I sent her to one of the people who were praying for us, the one who was in charge. And after meditating upon it, he told her, go tell him that he will be exposed to high-level witchcraft of a nature that he had never seen. And I wondered if the witchcraft that was going around and whatever things were happening was not high level, then what was to come? But I kept my faith, and it went like that. I came and we came back from Nairobi, and all those things happened, and we'd come to this place, I had come to this place, and I was under siege, and that was that. So I started remembering, and also I would be shown visions that you are a messenger, a carrier, nothing but a donkey. And then there will be visions of the donkey. We say the donkey. Could that be why some of the people who were talking against getting rid of this one, saying a triumphant re-entry in Jerusalem? Because when, according to the Bible, Jesus went to Jerusalem, he was carried on a donkey. So a donkey was just that. And later, as things went by, I started remembering. When we were in the other place, Nakuru, there was a time when an institution nearby started promoting the eating of donkey meat. Something strange. And eventually, in a small adjacent town called Mogotio, an abattoir for donkeys was opened, and donkeys will be slaughtered, and people would buy. But many people are not interested in donkey meat. In fact, to people in those areas, when you talk of donkey meat, then they tell you, but many donkeys were being slaughtered, and people are saying that the hide is very, very, very marketable in China. But you can also eat donkey meat. It's a delicacy. So some people took to eating donkey meat. It was a delicacy. I don't know. I left the place. I don't know if the abattoir is still slaughtering donkeys or if it stopped. But then there was a threat that the number of donkeys in Kenya were reducing. We have got few donkeys, and they could not withstand such a pressure on meat supply. So some people started talking against it, saying, why should we lead animals that have been of great importance to us to extinction? Because some donkeys were being stolen. You find a donkey stolen, slaughtered. Little did I know that this could be in line with what the diviners of the people who were pursuing me, the group that was pursuing me, that when donkey comes, I think it was taken literally, when a donkey comes, and a particular donkey comes, or a person called donkey comes, then the altars will come to an end. So I think it was taken literally. Kill the donkeys, eat the donkeys, finish that. That thing will not come. But as things went by, people realized it was PHUNDA, a person who had to come. Others were to call him many names, but nobody was very sure. Then I also was not very sure. Still, I'm not very sure, because when things happen, people talk about many things. But I remembered a preacher in that town where I came from who would talk about God and Jesus, and he would tell people he's carrying the message. He would say, I'm carrying the message, I'm giving you the message. He had been to the seminary, but people saw he was so radical, he was rejected. So out there he would preach. He was a radical preacher. And his finishing point was, he would tell people, even if you don't listen to me, even if you hate me, this is my saying, God will not pamper you. God is not your grandmother. That's what he used to finish with. God is not your grandmother. And if you don't follow the truth and the faith, then you will perish. And whenever he would finish, he would carry his Bible and he would take off like a madman. He used to call himself Kariango. A corrupted word for carry and go. Many people thought he was mad. But he would do that. Carry and go. And when this mission began, this preaching began, I didn't know what was happening, and I still, God knows what's happening, because I know things by the minute, by the second. I never know what's going to happen ahead, because they are mind readers reading. There's all that. So everything about me, before I say something, is just, it comes at the nick of time, at that particular moment. So it came to a point that now I had also to start talking. I'm just a messenger. I'm not saying I am him. I'm just a messenger who carries that spirit, that mission of telling the truth. Just like the donkey was to Jesus. It carried him. Do you know its name? Do you know where it came from? Because in the Bible they said, Jesus ordered for his disciple, go and tie a colt. That was it. So nobody knows the name. It just carried Jesus and went. And right now, this information I have, some people will argue, others will say I'm biased, others will say I'm against other people. I'm not against anybody. But I'm giving you things that come to me at the spur of the moment. And I will also talk just like carry and go. And also the carrier corps in the First World War in Kenya, where they were. Kenyan division, it was British African Carrier Corps Division, Kenyan province by then. The people would also call them Karyango, people of the Carrier Corps. So, in this Carrier Corps division of sending the message, this donkey division of sending the message, I will give you the message. I carry, I release it, and I go. I leave you suffering over it. I'm not against anybody. I'm not against anything. But when the message comes, I will carry, deliver, and go. So, remember, everything I'm giving in good faith. But I finish by saying, carrier, go. Carry and go. And today I'm going to put the picture of a soldier that time of the Kenyan Carrier Corps, Carrier division, the way they were, raw as it is. So that's what happens in these things of the mission. But we don't know where the revival came from. We don't know if it's that one, but to me, I tell you the truths that come to me. I appear radical, I know I appear like somebody, but I'm telling you the truth. I tell you the truth. You can synthesize whatever I tell you, if it's true or not true. I give you with the evidence and the relevant references. So, I am here. I am carrying the message and I'm delivering it to you. Eat the fruit, because I carry, deliver, and go. That is my take for now.